Have you ever wondered why some families stay wealthy for 100 years, why others make money once and lose everything? There is something the old money tycoons understood that we, in this generation, we have completely forgotten. As an investment banker that is opportune to work with some of these people, both as clients and friends, I will tell you something for free. Old money knows how to build wealth that outlives them. Now they hustle today, broke tomorrow circle we see everywhere now. They followed a few quiet rules that don't trend on social media, rules nobody teaches in school, rules many of us have abandoned. Today, I'm breaking down 7 of these powerful principles and then showing you how you can apply them in your own money journey, even if you are starting from zero. And honestly, once you hear this principle, hey, you may never see wealth the same way again. If you're meeting for the first time, I'm financial Jennifer, an investment banker, a chartered accountant, a chartered stockbroker, a licensed dealer in the Nigerian market, but most importantly, your money cheerleader. On this our finance community, we are all about the money, side hustle, passive income, growing our money, investing. If that's the kind of thing you love, hit the subscription button right away. Number 1 principle with the old money is this: they bet on boring industries everyone ignored. We live in the time where everyone wants tech, crypto, forex, online shiny things. But you see, old money, they loved boring. Be it land, logistics, food, transport, manufacturing. Take for example, the richest self-made woman in the world, Madam Raphael, worth over 38 billion. What is her business? Shipping. Yeah, so she started with just one single ship. Now I think she has over 900 vessels and employs about 136,000 employees. What of our own person, the richest man in Africa, Dangote? Where did he start from? Cement, salt. What is sexy about cement and salt? Very boring. But one day, you can't call Dangote's money boring. So yes, boring industries last. Trends expire and old money knows this. So where all of us are pursuing tech, AI, forgetting that people will always eat, people would live somewhere, people will move around, and they need basic goods. So which industry is your mind telling you to explore? Tell us in the comments. Number 2 thing with old money, they focus on cash flow, not just cash. Yes, today now most people chase income. For old money, they chase systems that produce income even without them. Now think of the Rockefellers, right? Standard Oil wasn't just a business, it was a machine that printed cash daily. Here in Nigeria, I was reading something about the Ibru family. Forbes listed them as one of the 10 leading family businesses in Africa. Their empire started with fishing, but evolved into aviation, real estate, agriculture, investment that paid them repeatedly, not just once. Old money don't think, how much can I earn? They ask, what can I build that brings in money? Even when I'm asleep, make money while you sleep. So I hope we're asking ourselves the same question. Please, if you've not liked this video, could you please do me the favor, hit that like button? It means so much to me. Thank you. Don't worry, I promise you, God will reward you as an old money tomorrow. Okay, number 3, the old money, they played invisible game. Old money really made noise. They stayed quiet and strategic, very reserved. So I once worked with one of the richest families here in Nigeria. Guess what? You probably don't know what they look like. Yes, if I call their name, you would know. But they are very low-key. You hardly find them on social media itself. Even when they are there, the page is locked, right? Old money avoids unnecessary attention like mad. They didn't show every week publicly. I actually think that protecting their privacy has something to do with the wealth they have been able to protect all this while throughout generations. So what can we take out of this? It pays to move quietly, right? Share less, do more. That's if social media will allow us, sha. Number 4 thing that the old money did so well is they pass down skills. They don't just pass down money. Let me tell you something. Generational wealth fails when the next generation doesn't understand wealth. Look around you now. What do you see? What some of the richest family are doing with their empire? Their children work in the family businesses to actually understand it, not just inherit the business. You know the family I mentioned to you earlier that I worked with? There is something I really love about them. First, the children get good education, mostly abroad. Then they can go to acquire world-class experience and skills, working in other top businesses. After that, guess what? They come back home and join the family business. And you know what? They are doing a fantastic job at it. Old money don't just pass out fish to their kids. No, they teach them how to fish. They teach them how money works. And they learn these things very early. They learn that the family business or the family wealth is a responsibility, not an entitlement. We may not be old money, but here is something we must do. Teach your kids basic finance. talk openly about money at home, pass down wisdom, not just the assets. In fact, this year, I think for our 2026 Money Year workshop, you should come along with your children, with your family. It's less than 10,000. Carry everybody along. In case if you don't know, the 2026 Money Year workshop, this is a workshop we do every new year. In fact, we've been doing it for the last 4 or 5 years now, and the feedbacks are always amazing. We come together, ask ourselves this morning how we go make camp. If you have not joined, I will leave the link on the description. I'll also put it in the comment, or just comment link. I will share it with you. The 15 old money do so well. They built wealth around assets, not lifestyle. Old money lives simply, in fact, shockingly simple. The flashiness came much later, after they've arrived. The rich no send lifestyle low. Now us. So to them, luxury is a way of life. It's those of us that are just do generation money that are always on Instagram doing a makandaibu. I understand, Sha. When you grow up in poverty, it's easy to flaunt your wealth and show people that you have finally made it. So don't worry, God help us. But for old money, one, they prioritize ownership, land, buildings, businesses, and they drove simple cars. They wore simple clothes. If you read A Millionaire Next Door, hey, you'll be shocked at the data showing how simple these people live. Me, at the point, I'm like, isn't this or not stinginess or what? But they know what they are doing, because for them, lifestyle was a reward. It was not their starting point. They didn't buy luxury from their primary income. Return on investment fund their lifestyle. Oh God, these people do this so well. As an investment banker, they always come into you, oh, I want to do this. How much should I invest to make this? You understand? But we are spending our capital. So here is something we should do, learning from these people. Before lifestyle upgrade, ask yourself, how can I invest first? Because we must build assets first before enjoyment now. And that's one of the things we are doing in the 2026 Money Year workshop. We're looking at the best investment for 2026. Listen, you have to be in that room. The link will be on the description. And again, separate word from appearances. This is very important. 16 old money understood perfectly. They understood the power of networks. Today, a lot of people operate with a lone wolf mentality. Old money did the opposite. Collaboration was their superpower. They invested in relationships. They collaborated, married smart, partner smart. Access was often more important than cash. Just know that what they say about your net worth is your network. Network is your net worth. It isn't cliche. It's literally an economic engine. Build meaningful relationships. Room smarter. Get into quality rooms. Get into our 2026 One Year workshop, because in that room you see other money-minded people like you. And the final thing on what old money did so well is they documented everything and made wealth transfer easy. Many families today lose wealth because nobody knows where anything is kept. Old money, they documented, they keep track record. For example, now the database, they are actually a cautionary tale because they didn't preserve their structure and they lost all of their wealth. So I discovered this family when I was doing my research. From what I learned, the database were an American family. They rose to immense wealth and prominence, I think, during the Gilded Age through shipping and railroad empires of Cornelius Vanderbilt. Back then, they were known for their uplet lifestyle. They built lavish mansions, hosted extravagant passes. They were a symbol of the actual American aristocrats. Unfortunately, the family's wealth was largely lost by subsequent generations. There is a decline in the railroad, in fact, the lavish spending. In fact, today they use them as cautionary tale of what happens when inherited wealth or something you are not managed well. Meanwhile, families like, let's say, the Kennedys, they establish trusts. You see, trusts, estates, these things are very important. You cannot pass down what nobody knows or understand. As a man or woman, do your partner, do your children understand your business? Do they even know all your bank accounts? Do they know about your investment? Or is it that once you leave this world, the banks will be the one to enjoy the fruits of your labor? Please, we have to wake up, proper bookkeeping, putting up wills, estates, succession plans, clear agreements in business and family. These are things we need to set up. To build generational wealth, your family must be part of the mission, not just you, or you just do it alone and then hand over to them. They will squander it. So what's the takeaway from all of this? You see, old money, they behave like they were building wealth for the next 100 years. Right? For some of us, we are building for just 1 year. In fact, for this month, that's why someone will ask you, Jennifer, which investment you want to try in the next 1 month, the next 3 months? That's quick mentality. Maybe, just maybe, that is where our money disappears faster. But now, as part of this our finance family, we know better. And when we know better, we must do better, because you see 2026, hey, now we get that year, right? If you can adopt even half of these principles, this generational wealth we all dream about, we all talk about, it could could become our reality. And that is my prayer for every single one of us here. Let's continue the conversation in the upcoming 2026 Money Year workshop, where we gather around to ask ourselves how we go make this money in 2026. The link will be on the description. I will also pin it. So over to you. What contribution or what question do you have, or what do you see old money doing? Let's discuss in the comment section.